Today is a historic day for peace, and Prime Minister Netanyahu.
If Hamas rejects your plan, Mr. President, then Israel will finish the job by itself.
Israel would have my full backing to finish the job.
After days of speculation, the White House has finally unveiled a 20-point plan to end the nearly 2-year Gaza war, securing the release of hostages held by Hamas and lay out a vision for Gaza's future. Now, US President Donald Trump and Israeli Prime Minister Netanyahu, they announced a detailed peace plan for Gaza, urging Hamas to accept these terms, and the deal calls for an immediate ceasefire, Hamas disarmament, and a gradual Israeli withdrawal. It introduces a new international body to govern Gaza temporarily, barring Hamas from any political role in future, and the framework also allows for future Palestinian statehood. Trump described the proposal as a historic day for peace, while Netanyahu backed the plan, saying it meets Israel's war codes.
I also want to thank Prime Minister Netanyahu for agreeing to the plan and for trusting that if we work together, we can bring an end to the death and destruction that we've seen for so many years, decades, even centuries, and begin a new chapter of security, peace, and prosperity for the entire region.
I support your plan to end the war in Gaza, which achieves our war aims. It will bring back to Israel all our hostages, dismantle Hamas's military capabilities, end its political rule, and ensure that Gaza never again poses a threat to Israel.
Now, according to this proposal, Hamas is expected to release all hostages, living and deceased, within 72 hours of acceptance. In return, Israel would release hundreds of Palestinian prisoners, including women and children, detained after the 7th of October 2023. Hamas members who commit to peaceful coexistence and disarmament will receive amnesty or safe passage out of Gaza. The plan aims to demilitarize Gaza, making it free of terror threats, and then rebuild it for the benefit of its people. Full humanitarian aid will flow into Gaza, with the Rafah crossing reopened under established mechanisms. Governance will be temporarily handled by a technocratic, apolitical Palestinian committee, which will be overseen by an international body called the Board of Peace. Now, this Board of Peace is going to be chaired by the US President Donald Trump himself, and it will include figures like former British Prime Minister Tony Blair.
So what I want is some extra work to do, but it's so important that I'm willing to do it, and we'll do it right, and we'll have a board, and one of the people that wants to be on the board is the UK former Prime Minister, Tony Blair. Good man.
Now, according to the proposal, Gaza's economy will be revitalized through a development plan modeled on successful West Asian cities. Residents will have full freedom of movement with no forced displacement. Hamas and other factions will be barred from governance, and all military and terror infrastructure will be dismantled under international oversight. Now, Hamas has not yet responded to the proposal, stating that it has not received the plan. They've only read about media reports talking about this plan, leaving uncertainty around the fate of the 20-point proposal. Will Hamas accept it? Netanyahu has warned that Israel would finish the job against Hamas if it objects or if it rejects the deal. And Trump has said that Israel would have Trump's full backing to do so if Hamas did not accept the deal.
But if Hamas rejects your plan, Mr. President, or if they supposedly accept it and then basically do everything to counter it, then Israel will finish the job by itself. This can be done the easy way, or it can be done the hard way, but it will be done.
Israel would have my full backing to finish the job of destroying the threat of Hamas, but I hope that we're going to have a deal for peace. And if Hamas rejects the deal, which is always possible, they're the only one left.
According to the 20-point plan, an international stabilization force will deploy to train Palestinian police and secure borders, working with Israel and Egypt. Israel will progressively withdraw from Gaza based on agreed security milestones without annexing or occupying the territory. If Hamas rejects the plan, aid and stabilization efforts will continue in areas cleared of terror. 8 Muslim-majority nations in a joint statement hailed Donald Trump's Gaza proposal. The countries include Egypt, Qatar, Jordan, UAE, Saudi Arabia, Turkey, Indonesia and Pakistan. The Palestinian Authority, which is based in the West Bank but would be set for a role in a post-war Gaza government, also welcomed Trump's sincere and determined efforts. Washington's European allies promptly voiced their support, with the leaders of France, UK, Germany and Italy sharing strong expressions of support for the plan. However, in devastated Gaza, residents expressed skepticism that Trump's plan could end the war. And a little while earlier, I was joined by the CEO of Gulf State Analytics, Giorgio Cafiro, from Washington, D.C., and he spoke extensively on the Gaza peace plan and some of the key sticking points that could emerge. Here's what he said.
I think a major concern has to be the fact that there are really no guarantees that Israel is not going to resume its warfare. There is no detail about how this is going to move toward Palestinian statehood. The question of the West Bank is obviously not even addressed here. It's clearly a plan for the Palestinians in Gaza being imposed by outside powers, with Tony Blair, out of all people, sort of serving as a viceroy.